Hello everyone, Skids here and welcome to top 20 mods of Fallout New Vegas in 2014. Now as always, this is my personal list of mods that I found most interesting and best in the last year. And as always, if you don't agree with it, feel free to post your own down in the description. So now let's get to it. At place number 20, we have Rudy EMB by Rudy123. Now Rudy EMB has been a stable part of my Fallout New Vegas visual for almost a year now, and it is one of the main reasons why my Fallout looks so good. And I think I'm not the only one who loves Rudy EMB, because one of the most asked questions on my YouTube is what visual improvements I use, and Rudy EMB is a vital part of them. Now this has been one of the most endorsed mods of 2014, reaching 1500 endorsements. Now due to its amazing visuals, it is quite computer heavy, so unless you're playing Fallout on high and you have no problem running modern games, then I do not recommend trying it out. But if you don't have any performance problems, then Rudy EMB is probably number one EMB that Fallout New Vegas can offer. As you can see, it does not break the vanilla atmosphere. It feels warm just like it should because you're located in desert, but it also has tons of colors and visual improvements to Mojave Wasteland. Now the installation is also quite easy. On the mod page you can find a detailed installation guide. So if you are looking for an amazing EMB that will definitely improve your visuals, make your wasteland more colorful and still stay true to vanilla atmosphere, then Rudy EMB is definitely for you, and it is also the reason why I put it on number 20. Also, I will be using Rudy EMB throughout the whole video, so you don't have to worry about lack of footage, and I will let Rudy EMB speak for itself in the video. Place number 19 goes to Imperial New Vegas by CouriersGambit. Now this mod is best to install right after you kill Mr. House, because it basically makes you an ultimate emperor of New Vegas. Now the modder was never really satisfied how Wildcard's quest kinda showed in the New Vegas, and so he decided to make this mod. Now after you install this mod, there will be tons of new facilities, factories and other visual stuff added to the North Free side and Strip. You will also have your own army of lobotomites patrolling the wasteland. There are some additional autodocks added to the Free side. And also there are 9 telescreens where you can read some additional stuff about your empire. Now as you can see, this mod is mainly a visual improvement. It adds tons of chimneys, factories, electric structures, vertibirds, even your own spaceship to the game. And that's what I also liked most about it. It just adds a feeling that you really conquered New Vegas and that you are basically its ruler and no one can stop you in your path. And that is now clearly shown in New Vegas thanks to these structures. Another thing added are the telescreens that provide some basic information about your empire. You can also find a few Easter eggs on them, and they were a nice additional bonus that was enjoyable to read. Then, like I mentioned, you've got your own army of lobotomites. Now this army also has a few outposts scattered throughout the wasteland. You can find them at Good Springs, Grub and Gulp, Good Springs Source, Prim, Novak and Sloan. Now you basically cannot talk to them or interact with them in any way, but they are your allies, so if you're attacked when they are nearby, they will protect you because you are their emperor. In North Free side you can also train some additional soldiers and collect profits from your empire at the train station. And also tons of new factories that were added in North Free side now also have interiors, so you can go and check out your workers, how they do stuff, and you can also check out some pretty cool animated smelters and stuff like that, which I really enjoyed. There are also Imperial citizens scattered throughout the New Vegas and Free side, and that was a nice touch by the moderator. Overall, a great mod that really makes you feel like a conqueror of New Vegas, and I definitely recommend this mod to anyone who, just like moderator, was not satisfied by the rewards you got for killing Mr. House. Now that you are a proper emperor of New Vegas, you need a proper apartment, don't you? Now original Lucky 38 vanilla suit does not quite cut it, and so we have Lucky 38 suit reloaded version 4 by Chuckbar98 and KospY. Now this mod basically recreates the Lucky 38 suit. Now in vanilla game it is just a basic apartment with few rooms and there's nothing really interesting in it, and it was not the best reward you could get for siding with Mr. House. Now this mod completely reworks it. First of all, it is a lot, and I mean a lot bigger. I think it has around like 10 or 11 rooms, all filled with different stuff, and each room also has a different theme. Now we have an infirmary, laboratory, your own pool, your own bedroom, your own bar, a separate room for your companions, armory, and a few more rooms that I'll let you discover by yourself. You also get your own robotic servant called Alfred that can also sort all your things for you, and he can also give you a drink if you feel like. Now like I said, the whole Lucky 38 has been remodeled. It now looks a lot better. It has a lot more functions. You know, you can heal yourself at the infirmary. You can use a VR pod at your laboratory to go to virtual reality and go through a small VR simulation. Then, like I mentioned, you've got your own bar, your own armory, where you can also sort all your things and items, and you can also display all your weapons on display cases. They will also be sorted into different categories like pistols, SMGs, shotguns, and so on. The whole Lucky 38 suit can be also upgraded if you get enough money. All of the footage you can see is of the vanilla suit. You can also teleport yourself from the suit to 3 different places that you can choose. So yeah, Lucky 38 suit reloaded is definitely an improvement over vanilla Lucky 38 suit. It is one of my favorite houses of all time, and I definitely recommend it. Up at number 17 we have Animation Resources by Hitman47101 and Fallout 2 AM. Now I reviewed this mod in the latest episode of Fallout New Vegas Mods Weekly, so most of you most likely remember it. Now this mod basically adds a bunch of new animations into the game, along with animation tool that can be really useful for any machinima makers or any guys that like to make montages. Now first let's take a look at animations. Now my favorite one is obviously the combat roll one, which allows the character to roll. Now you can use this animation as an eye candy, or you can use it to get to cover quickly or do any stuff like that. It is also included in new jump animations, so now whenever you jump, you will also perform a combat roll after that, or if you fall from higher place, your character will roll after that as well. Then we have some new sneak animations. As you can see, they look pretty good and I really like them. Then we got some new idle animations for melee weapons and assault rifles. Then we also have some new hand gestures that can be viewed in first person, like a middle finger or thumbs up or thumbs down. And then we also got some new reload animations for various assault rifles as well. Now let's take a look at the more important and I think even more interesting part of the mod, and that is the animation tool. Now in Mods Weekly it did not work for me properly because I did not have New Vegas Script Extender properly updated, so make sure you go and update it. The new version was released just recently, maybe like 1 or 2 months ago. Now let's take a quick look on how it works, because now I can actually showcase it to you properly. So as you can see, after you press the hotkey that you can select in mod configuration menu, a menu pops up where you can see all the different animations included in this mod. They are divided into I think 7 or so categories. There is one for behavior, dances, hand gestures, combat, and so on. Now at the top of the menu you can see the legend, so you can move up and down with W, V, and S, and then you can also select this animation to play by pressing the hotkey, or you can also assign it to any numpad you want. Now the best thing about this animation tool is that you can actually now play some of these animations or other various NPCs, not just on yourself. So now as you can see, when I look at any NPC and press the hotkey, they will glow red, and then if I press the hotkey for any animations that you can assign to numpad, the animation will play on your selected NPC. Now if you don't have any NPC selected and you still press the hotkey, it will select your character and you will glow green, and again after that you can play any animation from your hotkey menu. Now like I said, this tool is especially useful for any montage makers or machinima makers that want to create some kind of battle scenes or just use some hand gestures and stuff like that in their videos. And that's why I love it, and that is also the main reason why I included it at number 17. So make sure you go ahead and check it out. I think it is definitely worth a download. Moving up to number 16, we have Pip-Phone 3000 by tostikaas. Now this mod basically allows you to talk to any NPCs you ever met, wherever and whenever you want. First of all, let's take a look at how this mod basically works. Now whenever you talk to someone, a small annotation will appear in the left corner of your screen, telling that this person has been added to your Pip-Phone. Now after that you can go to your Pip-Boy, click on Pip-Phone in your Imperial menu, and then you can see him in your contacts list. After that you can call him, and after you do that, a dialog menu with that selected person will appear. And it basically works like if you were talking to the contact personally. You can trade, chat with them, or make them repair your stuff. Everything works fine. Now the Pip-Phone also comes with a few more functionalities. There is this thing called blacklist, where you can add people you never want to add to your contacts, like for example king members or any various miscellaneous NPCs added by other mods. Then you have also your favorites menu, where you can add, some of your favorite contacts that you talk to a lot, like I don't know, I usually add vendors and doctors in there. And then of course you have the contacts list, where you can see all the characters that you ever talked to and they were added to your Pip-Phone. Now this mod is especially useful if you wanna trade with someone and you're too far away from them and you don't feel like fast traveling to them and you just don't want to go through multiple loading screens to talk to them. Now my main reason for putting this mod at number 16 is that it is very unique, and I'm glad that someone came up with that idea of a phone in New Vegas. So like I said, a great mod, and definitely go ahead and download it. Next up we have Blackrow, it's a criminal's life by Headshots98. This mod is a small town in North New Vegas that comes with its own quest line. Now Blackrow is mainly about the quest, but like I said, it also comes with a small town where you can find vendors, a motel and also a whorehouse. Now the story is about a group of criminals that you stumble upon, and in the end you decide to help them against a new family that came to New Vegas. Now the quest itself is very good, it doesn't have any voice acting, but I still thought it was pretty entertaining. It is mainly about shooting, less about dialogue, but there were some pretty interesting missions in it. You even get some stealth missions than the usual shootout missions. You also get to rob a bank and do other various stuff that I'm not gonna spoil for you. Now the reason why I included this mod at number 15 is that it combines a new town located at a great place with a great storyline, and that it doesn't have any bugs or any stuff like that, and that there is a lot of variety in the quests and the missions themselves. So like I said, a great quest slash town mod, and I definitely recommend it. At place number 14 we have Impact by weijiesen. Now this is one of the mods that is kinda hard to explain, but when you see it in action you know exactly what it is about. Now in vanilla game, no matter what kind of weapon you shot or what kind of terrain you shot at, the bullet holes were always the same, the sound effect was same, and the particles that flew out of the terrain were same as well. Now with this mod, everything is different. Now depending on type of weapon you shoot, for example shotgun or a revolver or a light machine gun, different types of bullet holes will appear in any material you shoot. Now type of material is now important as well. Now if you for example shoot in the ground, it will have different sound effect and different particles than when you for example shoot at some of the wooden crates or stuff like that. And now there is a serious visual difference between different types of weapons and materials. Now Impact comes with a few different versions, so if you have a low-end computer you can use the low-end ones, and if you have a high-end computer then you can use the Michael Bay version where you want to kill flies with bazookas. Yeah, that's what the description says. Anyway, as you can see on the screen, the difference is really great, and my main reason for choosing this mod as number 14 is the visual difference it makes in any kind of firefights. I mean, even the particles that shoot out of the materials are now different. So yeah, definitely a great mod, and I'm looking forward to more from this modder because he has a lot of future plans and I'm just looking forward to him releasing them. Place number 13 goes to Stun and Tie Up NPCs by Cogneter. If you are a pacifist, you will absolutely love this mod. This mod allows you to stun and tie up any NPCs you render unconscious. Now the modder was not satisfied with any non-lethal takedowns that were in the game, and so he decided to create this mod that adds a tons of new abilities for non-lethal playthroughs, and it is perfect for pacifists. Now first of all, this mod adds tons of new weapons that allow you to take out NPCs without killing them. First one is a stun grenade that also emits some kind of smoke screen when you throw it at the ground. Then you've got the stun gun, stun battoon, and also tranquilizer gun. Now all of these weapons can be crafted at workbench, and you also have to craft ammunition for tranquilizer bow and stun gun if you want to use them. Now as soon as you render NPC unconscious, there are a few different things you can do. Now first of all, you should probably tie them up, and you can do that with either duct tape or rope and handcuffs. After you tie them up, a small animation will play, and as you can see, the NPC will be tied up and unable to speak. After that, you can either free them, loot them, or try talking to them, but that option doesn't work since you know they're unconscious. One of the things that I loved most about this mod is that if you tie up an NPC and they have allies around them, those allies will try to go and free them, and if they succeed, the tied up victims will obviously attack you again. Now there are also a few more ways you can knock out NPCs other than the ones I mentioned before. You can also take the neighbor perk that allows you to sneak up on enemies and then take them down, or you can inject them manually with tranquilizer darts, which I also found very fascinating. So if you want to do a pacifist playthrough with this mod, it is now finally possible, and if you manage to play through the whole game without killing anyone, the mod also created a special reward for those of you who actually managed to pull it out. So yeah, definitely a great mod. It adds tons of new stuff into the game and also a new way of playing, and that is the reason why I placed it at number 13. Coming up at place number 12, we have Destruction Overhaul Reloaded by MadAce. This mod allows you to destroy a lot more stuff than you could in vanilla game. Now the first thing we have is my favorite one, and that is the fire hose. As you can see, when you blow it, a small explosion will appear, and also the fire hose will just float around that, and that's what I really love. Then we got stuff like cash registers and radios, and you can also blow up fridges that will also again create a small explosion, and also small radios in which enemies will be freezed. Then we've got shells that you can actually blow, and if you blow them, obviously all the items that were stored on them will also slide down. Then stuff like wooden crates and a lot more that you can usually destroy in any type of modern game. Now my main reason for putting this mod at number 12 is the ability to put Fallout a lot closer to modern games thanks to it, because in almost every new game you're able to destroy a lot of stuff. Now other than a lot of destruction stuff, this mod also adds a small aesthetic upgrade to a lot of items, so they will have a lot more realistic movements, and you can also pick a lot more stuff up. Now the only reason why this mod is only placed at number 12 and not higher is because it was abandoned by the modder, because it was just too much work and he did not have enough time to make all of the compatibility patches and, you know, just polish it up. So now the mod is incompatible with a lot of stuff, and even the modder himself said that you should only use it at your own risk. So yeah, overall a great mod that adds a lot more destruction to the Fallout, but use it only on your own risk. And finishing off at number 11 we have New Vegas Killer by Someguy. Now I don't think I have to introduce this modder to you. He's the guy who made New Vegas Bounties 1 and 2, one of my most favorite companions, Russell, and also Inheritance, a great mod as well, and now everyone is eagerly waiting for New Vegas Bounties 3. And Someguy should hurry up and release them so that we have something to play for Fallout. Now New Vegas Killer is basically a continuation of New Vegas Bounties 1, and it is a so-called what if scenario in which you side with Judge Richter. Now the quest itself is pretty good, it does have a lot of variety. For example, you are sent off to kill George R.R. Martin, or a group of hobos, or a guy that is way too kind to everyone and stuff like that. And like I said, a lot of different quests, but most of them are about shooting and not so much of a dialogue. But the main reason why this mod got all the way up to number 11 and even surpassed Blackrow and some of the other quest mods is because of Bobby Bass. This character is just simply amazing. His voice actor, the Someguy himself, did a fantastic job at voice acting him. His dialogue is absolutely perfect, and usually I skip through the dialogue at the mod, but this time I actually listened to all of it. So here is a little part of it.
Hello there, I'm Bobby Bass. It's a real pleasure to meet you. You know, Judge Richter, he sent over the paperwork. I heard you took down Mr. Sugar. Now, there was some nastiness between you and the judge, and you know what? You looked right past that. You went ahead, you said let bygones be bygones, dead people in the past, and you know what? That takes character. You gotta be magnanimous to be like that. You know what? You got good character. I can see that. You're a good person, good soul. And you know what? We're gonna take advantage of that. We're gonna do some good things around here. I'm really excited.
So as you could heard, Bobby Bass is an amazing character, I absolutely loved him, and he's the one who basically put this mod at number 11. Like I said, the quests themselves are very good as well, but Bobby just makes them 10 times better than they would be without him. And that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. The top 10 should come out by the end of the week, I hope. If I have enough time, I will try to pull it out. And yeah guys, I guess that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Subscribe for more Fallout Skyrim and maybe DayZ content in the future, and I will see you next time.
He was all about that shotgun. He always talked about that shotgun. He slept with that shotgun. I think he fucked that shotgun.